Thank you very much for joining us. This is K24 on the Move. We are aboard K24's Action Station. I'm Richard Kagoe. This particular segment is Moments with the Captain. Our first stop here on this Friday, we at Transcend Media Group, TMG, and we're just chatting with the Chief Executive Officer, Tony Gatheca. Tony, nice to see you.
Thank you very much,
Nice
Richard.
to see you this very early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
How does it feel to be aboard the Action Station?
I feel very privileged to be the first person interviewed with a new look K24, and by the way, congratulations. I like the new color and the new ident.
Your impressions?
I think from an advertising perspective, purple always signifies a warm, friendly color, and I believe that's what you're trying to project out there, a more nationalistic, more friendly outlook. And I think it's welcome that stations get to the point where they look very all-inclusive and away from the traditions of blue and maybe red.
Okay. Your impressions, of course, your observations, because the nature of your job demands that really you keep a keen eye on the trends in the media industry.
Yeah.
5 years since K24 switched on.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it was very bold for K24 to come into a market that people in industry considered almost too expensive to venture into. There's a fear of dominant players existing in the market, and so we've not had a big variety. So in terms of terrestrial stations, it's been very limited for Kenyans, and DSTV came and offered, you know, all of 40 channels all at once. So I think the move that you made, you started off as a new station, and you've slowly transformed having content with movies, other programming, and I think it's been progressive. It's been excellent. You have good shows like The Bench with Jeff Koinange and yourself, all doing a great job. And we're very excited. I mean, you have new technology now. I can see I'm seated inside an OB van.
With backup.
With backup.
Right behind you. Let's talk about you, Transcend, TMG.
Yeah. Yes.
What do you do?
Okay, Transcend Media, as the name suggests, we offer advertising solutions. We're a full-service advertising agency, and right from the word go, we started off 3 years ago. We set off to offer solutions that transcended the market expectations. We are all about the client, offering over-delivering on service at the same price you'd get at industry level, and it is all about passion, passion, to deliver the best creative possible, outside-the-box solutions, to offer branding solutions, to offer media solutions that comes with strategy, planning, and buying, and lastly, PR and experiential marketing. So we're a full-service agency. We believe that we are a one-stop shop, and the guys behind me, Team TMG, are doing an excellent job, and clients are very happy to date.
So would you say that's an attribute really that differentiates you from everyone else in the industry?
The attribute, I would not say that no other agency offers a full service solution. They're there, but it's the way we do it and the relationships we cultivate with the clients to make sure we listen keenly to what they want delivered, and that we actually deliver it within the given time frame expected. So what happens is we are a new breed, we have new ideas, and a lot of people here are millennials.
Okay.
Okay.
Very youthful.
Very youthful, new ideas. It's fascinating to work with them because, first and foremost, the energy they have, they bring into it, and the kind of ideas they bring into it. We're an ideas industry. So the mantra for TMG, if there's something that differentiates us, is we're ideas dipped into creativity.
Okay. Let us in on your client portfolio. Who do you service?
Okay, we have a wide range of client portfolio. We have parastatals, we have Kenya
Government,
Power.
Yeah?
Government. Okay. Kenya Power is one of them. We've also gone into the social marketing arena, and we've just bagged the PSI account on creative. That's been a big win for us. We're very excited about it. We also have NGOs we handle, like EDAP, Eastern Deanery, also on social marketing, offering solutions within the youth group in Kenya. Then we also have colleges like NIT College.
Okay. Here in Westlands, yeah?
Yes, here in Westlands, very good. And Samsung, we do experiential marketing for Samsung. Yeah, so some of the activations you see in the malls, we're the ones who deal with them. And most recently, again, industries like the manufacturing industries, cement industry. We got this new company. It's built to be the second largest in terms of capacity, Savannah Cement.
At the river? I've seen it.
No, it's in Kitengela.
Kitengela, okay.
Yes, they're called Savannah Cement. And they're actually going to be the second largest in terms of output cement factory in Kenya. So we got them from scratch. We've developed their ID, the logo, brand identity. So when you see the bag out there, it's going to be our product.
Oh, so we can start from zero, yeah?
We're very excited to be part and parcel of bringing extremely new brands to life. And that's our passion.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a question, because in the course of doing my weekly feature program on business space sectors, I got the chance of interviewing cement producer, one of the captains there. And what I was gathering from him is he doesn't really feel the urgency or the need to go out and do advertising because, I mean, his brand is doing too well. He doesn't also play in the Kenya market alone. I mean, he's a player throughout the whole of East Africa. Yeah. So why should I really seek your service?
First and foremost, the industry is growing, you know, at a very fast pace, mainly driven by the fact that Kenya is growing at a very phenomenal rate. For the last 10 years, it's been all about infrastructure, the roads, the buildings. Everywhere you turn, there's something going on. There's a development. What that means, again, is that we have not yet even begun to meet the need or the demand for housing in this country. Yeah, out of a requirement of 150,000 new houses needed, we're only managing 15,000, so we are at 10%. So you can imagine there's no cement factory that can even meet the demand. When I talk about the demand, I'm not limiting it to Kenya. I'm talking about East Africa and Africa as a whole. There's also the insatiable appetite of China for resources in Africa. So you, at no time can you say that you have stocks of cement lying idle. So there's a need, and now we have the seventh player. And I think it's a good sign. When you have competition, it means that everyone wants to pay attention to quality. Everybody wants to pay attention to price and to distribution channels, and to just make it better for the end user, the consumer. Yeah.
Just another thing in terms of product offering, enough opportunities are emerging from the digital division.
Correct.
I don't know what's your focus towards that.
Actually, when I talked about media, it includes digital media, all right? And it's an offering that we can't ignore. We borrow from the West, who, for the most part, most companies have used to allocate about 20%. You're talking about 7 years ago, to the digital media. And a good case in point is that a certain client, I won't mention the name, you know, they switched their budget after 7 years. It was the opposite. It was 80% digital media and 20% traditional media. So the trend is coming. You have the statistics with us that Kenya has 25% access to the internet. We're talking about 14 million people having access to the internet, of which you have 10% regular users, active users. So you're putting at that percentage at about 5.5 million. You cannot ignore 5.5 million. And people are talking there. If you're a brand and you're not on social media, people are going to talk for you. They're going to communicate for you. There have been known cases where certain personalities have been impersonated by people who are not necessarily your fans, but to poke fun at you or mock you. So if you're not in that space, someone will talk for you, especially if you're a public figure. If you and all brands are public. There's no brand that is inclusive or exclusive to themselves. As long as you need to be out there, people will need to put their comments, and the first point they want to congratulate you is on the social media, and the first place they want to criticize you is on social media. If you're not talking to them, they will talk to you. And if you're not listening, the word will get round. And you will end up looking bad and lose your popularity and lose your customers.
That's why you're here to fix it, right?
That's why we're here to fix it.
There's another thing that I've observed in your industry, getting people with the right skill set.
Correct.
I mean, is talent a challenge for you? And tell us a bit about your staff.
Good. Talent is everything. I believe talent comes in two ways. Talent is, they talk about it, you can be born with talent. If you're an artist, you can draw, you're born with talent. But there's another skill set that is derived from a person's ability to want to learn. I'll be very honest about our industry. A lot of people, by the time they finish high school, they're not very sure what they want to do. And even by the time you go to college, like from 10 years back, 5 years ago, it's only then that they started having a focus on communication and narrowing it down to PR, narrowing it down to advertising. But we still need to narrow it down to creative arts. We have schools that teach fine art, but there's a creative art of advertising, where you're taught to be a thinker creatively, looking at the business idea and combining it with the creative idea to come up with a creative business idea. Now, those things can be taught in school, but until you really desire to be in this industry, to be in that particular field, then you will not excel. The industry is wide. We have departments like media that are not taught in school. They're actually taught when you come, you're actually ingrained into it. So what happens is you adapt to it, you learn the tools, and then you become a star of yourself by being passionate and by wanting to research and learn more and more. So it's a very unique industry. It demands a lot of time. We're forced to work
on sociable hours.
We don't have 8 to 5 jobs. I mean, the guys here, you know, they you know, when we have crazy deadlines on Monday, the weekend is gone, and it's very self-motivating, and TMG is very lucky. We are very, very lucky to have people who love the job. They love the team, and we are friends, very good friends. We're very close knit, and we always you know, we laugh together, we spend a lot of time together, we're very cohesive, and there's no bigger advantage any company can have than a cohesive workforce that get along, because it's all about teamwork for us. So we always brand ourselves with a hashtag TMG, and it's a social speak, you know, like Twitter speak. And for me, it's about people. The most important thing about advertising, about TMG, is people. The computer wouldn't do anything for me if the person behind it is doing the wrong thing. So we've been fortunate to have a great team, and so far so good. We're hoping to expand, and as clients come to us, we're looking for people who fit into the culture, and that's a very young, vibrant, flexible, and passionate team.
Okay. Yeah. Just talking about expansion,
yeah.
What's in the cards in the short term for TMG?
Immediately, what we're looking at is covering as much scope within the Kenyan market, but we do have clients who are multinational, clients who have needs and demands out of Kenya. We're talking about East Africa immediately, and we're looking at ourselves as a regional office. So very soon, I may be calling upon my guys here to go down to set up in Tanzania or Uganda or Rwanda, because it's all East Africa. You have to align yourself to government, and if there's a East African community, you must think East African, not Kenyan. But we're as Kenyan as can be, but we're very East African in our outlook.
Wow.
And so we are very adaptable, and we are constantly engaging stakeholders. We are constantly researching. We're constantly investing in the right tools, in research especially, just to make sure that when we get there, we localize